एआई आपको रिप्लेस करेगा या नहीं ये तो नहीं पता, पर जो लोग एआई जानते हैं वो आपको डेफिनेटली रिप्लेस कर देंगे। So do you need to worry about AI or learn about it to survive?
To track this down, I flew to Noida's NASSCOM office to meet the person who's building India's digital workforce at an absolute insane scale, the CEO of SSE NASSCOM, Dr. Abhilasha Gaur. So, Dr. Gaur, what are people learning on Future Skills Prime?
Everybody's talking about AI, but Future Skills Prime is not only about AI. You can learn AR, VR, web and mobile development, semiconductors, RPA, IoT, cyber, cloud, data science, and that's how we'll be able to build future of India.
So, the Ministry of Electronics and IT and NASSCOM have teamed up to launch the country's first ever digital skilling initiative to make the youth future ready.
These are not just random courses, they are literally designed by the top global tech companies in the world.
Future Skills Prime platform has got 30 lakh plus learners. It has been ranked third out of 47 world initiatives under the European Commission PAC report for skills in 2024 also. We have a Government of India incentive scheme also for the learners who are.
What do you mean? Incentive as in?
If you want to learn AI, cyber, cloud, government pays you.
Wow, how much? So let's break this down and get you future ready. क्योंकि अगर आप अपग्रेड नहीं हुए तो आप आउटडेटेड हो जाएंगे। तो डॉक्टर गौर, आज कोई भी डिजिटल स्किल्स के बारे में सोचता है तो सबसे पहले सोचता है अबाउट कोडिंग, इंजीनियरिंग और एवरीथिंग विच इज टेक्निकल। तो अगर आप हमारे लिए सिंप्लीफाई कर सके कि आज कौन सी मिनिमम डिजिटल स्किल्स रिक्वायर्ड है हर वर्किंग पर्सन के लिए?
3 बेसिक इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं, स्किल्स हैं जो उनको एक डिजिटल लिटरेट बनाती हैं। फर्स्ट इज डेफिनेटली डिजिटल लिटरेसी. इट मींस यू कैन क्रिएट, इवैल्यूएट और कम्युनिकेट थ्रू वेरियस टेक्नोलॉजी गैजेट्स. इट कैन बी योर स्मार्टफोन और योर लैपटॉप. अनदर इज साइबर, बिकॉज यू आर सीइंग द डिजिटल पेमेंट्स, सेफ ब्राउजिंग is very very important. Even आज की डेट में 5 साल के बच्चे के हाथ में भी स्मार्टफोन है.
बिल्कुल.
So बहुत जरूरी है कि एक बेसिक पता होना चाहिए कि कौन सा लिंक क्लिक करना है, कौन सा नहीं करना है. So I think cyber. And third, these days, basic AI awareness. I think it is very, very important. So these 3 will make you sail through in your academics or even your work journey.
But ये courses की कोई age limit है for working professionals in their 30s or 40s can also sign up for this course?
Absolutely. So any Indian citizen who is above 16 years of age can come and enroll on Future Skills Prime platform. So there is no age limit. And we see a lot of traction from, yes, the middle age group, working professionals also, to build by skills. And there is a campaign also what we run that build by skills. It's basically you can build your academic journey as well as your work journey also at Future Skills Prime.
और ये सारे courses कहीं हमें कॉलेज या स्कूल या यूनिवर्सिटी में जाना होगा?
नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. Around 60-65% of people in India have internet penetration.
Right.
And a lot of them have the smartphones, or there are a lot of government facilities where the computers are available at Panchayat Bhavan and other community spaces also. So students have to have just internet connection and a screen, a gadget which is required. They can just log in 24/7, 365 days in a year, and they can start learning instantly as per their choice, as per their routine.
So all these courses are online?
Absolutely, all these courses are online. So the journey started in around November 2020 once the COVID was set in at the peak phase. And now if I talk about that, almost 30 lakh learners have signed on the platform. Almost 18.5 lakh have enrolled into one or the other courses. And this traction is increasing every day.
That's a huge number.
Yes. NASSCOM's Future Skills Prime platform works like an aggregator of aggregator. We are not the one who are making or curating these courses. So these courses are curated by the top IT companies. You can call it a one-stop solution. So if I am a learner, rather than going to 10 different platforms, I can just log in on FSP and I can start seeing that what courses are there from Microsoft, IBM, Salesforce, Cisco, AWS, and everything they'll get it there.
So ये basically हर industry के जो industry specific आपको requirement होगी, AI, automation, cyber related, everything can be found.
Absolutely. Almost 450 plus courses which are there, and it is not that you have to go through a longer duration course. So there is a concept of bite-sized learning on the platform where if you have 30 minutes in a day or 1 hour, you can come and do that program. And we have a concept of digital badges also. So almost 1 crore 80 lakh digital badges people have earned from Future Skills Prime platform.
That sounds amazing. अब बहुत ही ऑनलाइन डिबेट चलता है whether AI will replace you और AI is just a hype. आपका एक्सपीरियंस क्या बताता है? Where can we find a middle ground here?
I'll not say that AI will replace you. I don't agree also that it is just a hype. Yes, it is a reality and we should accept it in that case. But I'll only say that AI is actually augmenting the job roles. जैसे हम लोग पहले काम कर रहे थे, आज काम करते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है वो मेरे लिए एक सपोर्ट फंक्शन है to automate my repetitive tasks. So चाहे आप कंटेंट क्रिएटर हो या एजुकेशन के अंदर में एज अ टीचर काम कर रहे हो और यू आर वर्किंग इन अ बैंक, so AI is there to help you. Only thing is we should not be afraid of the technology, and that I completely understand that the other technologies which came, let it be industry 3.0 or 4.0, it took time for the massive adoption. Whereas if we see regarding ChatGPT, less than a week, 1 million users were there. So I think that's the mass adoption scale what we see. So rather than being afraid of the technology, I think we should accept it and we should learn rather than saying that, okay, it will replace me. It is more about upskilling yourself rather than saying that it will replace my job.
So future readiness is not just about predicting the future, but actually adapting to it.
Absolutely. And you must have seen the way the technology transformation has been happening in last so many years. Earlier, for the massive adoption of technology, it used to be 10, 15, 20 years. Now with the emerging tech, specifically with AI, we see the adoption is very, very fast. Let me give you an example. When ATMs came, we thought that we need not to go to banks and their operations will shut down maybe, and the jobs will go away. It didn't happen.
Right.
Same way, even when the calculator or a computer came and when we started working on Excel, we thought maybe now why we'll require the accounts people in that case. But still, they have augmented, they have upskilled themselves, and they are doing better tasks which are more
And faster.
faster. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And once we are talking about India to be a developed nation by 2047, I think next 20 years are really important. And the way the technology transformation is happening, I'm sure we are on a path for Viksit Bharat and a more empowered nation.
Absolutely. ऑनलाइन इतने सारे कोर्सेज है, बी इट प्राइवेट प्लेटफॉर्म, सर्टिफिकेशन, तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड आईटी एज वेल एज NASSCOM को क्यों जरूरत लगी एक और कोर्स लॉन्च करने के लिए? आई मीन गवर्नमेंट का क्या फायदा है इसमें?
देखिए, गवर्नमेंट रोड्स बनाती है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाती है, स्कूल्स बनाती है, हॉस्पिटल्स बनाती है, बट आज की तारीख में बात करें तो ह्यूमन कैपेबिलिटीज को बनाना भी. So I think it's a very appreciative initiative which was taken by Ministry of Electronics and IT, that to build the national capacities, we have to build on the human capabilities. I'll say this is a very forward-looking initiative from MeitY's or the government side, because this was envisioned pre-COVID, where the acceptability for online learning was not there. People are talking about AI now, whereas in 2018, when this platform we were trying to build, we thought that yes, AI will be becoming a big tech where maybe the jobs will be coming and people need to upskill themselves. Data science, cyber security, IoT, robotic process automations, 3D printing. With these emerging skills, we keep on adding like semiconductors, and now we're planning to add quantum in that case, for example. So I think government ka काफी forward looking vision tha with NASSCOM, because NASSCOM being a IT industry member association where we have more than 3,000 members, so there was a demand from industry side also. Also, Kamya, you know, by next year, March 2027, we have a target of engaging almost 1 million learners on the platform, and almost we are halfway through. And we look forward that maybe we'll be able to overachieve our targets.
I'm definitely going to be one of them.
Definitely, I'm counting you in.
But मेरा एक कंसर्न है, मेरे ही तरह कई लोगों का कंसर्न है, एक एवरेज इंडियन इसे किस तरह से अफोर्ड कर पाएगा और क्या फीस है इसकी?
So these courses are not comparatively that costlier what your degree diploma courses are. Maybe because the duration of the courses are very focused on upskilling yourself. We have some 450 different programs in various emerging technologies on the platform. Almost 35 to 40% are free of cost. Also, the initial learning modules are almost free for all the emerging tech. So as a student, if I just want to come and explore that, okay, where I want to make my future in cyber, IoT, cloud. So the basic learning is free for me. The consumption doesn't have any cost to it. Once you want to do progression, and you want to attain a certificate out of it, you want to make a career out of that technology, that is where, yes, some kind of a cost is there. Also, we have a Government of India incentive scheme also for the learners who are...
What do you mean? Incentive as in?
Yes. So if you want to learn AI, cyber, cloud, government pays you for learning. So
how much? Wow, the government will actually pay you to learn AI.
It is more of subsidized learning from the government side. For example, if you have done a deep scaling course from the platform and let's say the fees was X, so either 2,500 rupees or 50% of the course fee, whichever is less, will be reimbursed to you once you will complete that course, pass that exam. Also, we understand that there are a lot of OEM certificates, let it be from Microsoft, AWS, where employers do give a lot of weightage at the time of recruitment if you have those certificates with you. In that case, if you are enrolling on the Future Skills Prime platform and earning a OEM certificate after completion of training, and our average fees of these courses are around $100-$120. So in
Okay.
that case, 5,500 or 50% of the fee what you have paid for the certificate, whichever is less, you'll get the reimbursement once you will earn that certificate. So that is another kind of incentive. Also, if your college has embedded these programs into the curriculum and you get a credit out of it, in that case you don't have to pay the assessment fees also, which is around 600 rupees for that program. Under different buckets, the different courses, it can be a foundation, it can be a deep skilling course, it can be a cross sectoral course. So you can take each category, you can have one course free of cost, so you'll get a voucher and you need not to pay anything and you can get that certificate. One more layer to it, as we say that learning is one thing but hands-on application is another. So if you are doing any kind of internship and your college verifies it, in that case a basic motivational subsidy fee, you can say, is 2,000 rupees per month. So maximum you can get it for 2 months, so 4,000 rupees comes to you. So you can say these are some of the learning incentives what the government is asking for Indian citizens.
Wow. So I don't have one, but many reasons
Yes.
to learn. But the only caveat really is that you got to complete the course and also pass with flying colors.
Absolutely, that's correct.
तो NASSCOM की शुरुआत कब और क्यों हुई थी?
देखिए, NASSCOM 1988 में शुरुआत हुई थी and the reason was simple because we were seeing that the way technology industry was growing, I think NASSCOM played a good catalyst role into it, that from a 50 million industry and now we'll be closing this year at $300 billion of revenue from the IT, which is almost 7 to 8% will be contributing to our India's GDP also. I think the catalyst was required, that how the developed nations were focusing on technology. So a focused approach was required for the country. And that is how the NASSCOM was born, you can say. And it has been working very closely with almost all the IT companies who are from India or operating in the country. So we have some 3,000 plus members. So it's not only member first approach what NASSCOM has, but the nation first approach.
To sum it up, NASSCOM का objective है किस तरह से skill enhance की जाए, develop की जाए, and also to provide employment by developing on their skills. So most people think that ChatGPT is equal to AI. Are there more platforms that people should know about?
Absolutely, it's just a myth that when we are talking about AI, it's just ChatGPT. It is one of the platform. We do have Gemini, we have Perplexity, we have Gamma. So for different use cases, there are different platforms which are good at it. So if you want to make your presentation, rather than going to ChatGPT, you should go to another platform. You have to choose that specific platform rather than just dumping everything on ChatGPT and expecting a good result from that. So we do have a course on Future Skills Prime platform also regarding that.
Just to know which platform is perfect for you and your profession.
Absolutely. And which matches your vibe.
Vibe match होना जरूरी है.
Absolutely.
तो आजकल बच्चों में बहुत ज़्यादा confusion होता है. I think the problem is not lack of ambition. The problem is lack of clarity. कि किस स्ट्रीम में जाए, कौन सा जॉब करे, तो क्या कुछ ऐसा है जिससे स्टूडेंट्स में ज़्यादा क्लैरिटी आ सके?
The answer is on our platform because we do understand that it is not the lack of efforts from the student side, but there were so many resources on the internet today that they don't understand that how should I do a progression in my learning. Recently एक बच्चे से मैं मिली कॉलेज में जिसने मुझे बोला कि मैंने एक AI का बेसिक कोर्स कर दिया है और मैं अभी सोच रहा हूँ एक साइबर का कर लूँगा और उसके बाद मैं सोचता हूँ कि शायद एक बिल्कुल ही डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजी का कोर्स what was there in his mind. But then we have to tell him that if you'll keep on getting certificates, तो वो आपको जॉब नहीं दिल पाएंगे. इवन वी हेल्प आउट द कॉलेजेस एंड यूनिवर्सिटीज ऑल्सो. हम उनको बताते हैं कि सपोज अगर एक बच्चा बीकॉम कर रहा है या बीटेक कंप्यूटर साइंस या मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा है, तो उसको सेमेस्टर 1 में क्या पढ़ना चाहिए, सेमेस्टर 2 में क्या पढ़ना चाहिए, और उसके बाद अपने इंटरेस्ट के हिसाब से वो कोर्सेज का कैसे एक लैडर ऑफ कोर्सेज जो है वो सर्टिफिकेट्स अर्न करने चाहिए, सो दैट बाय द टाइम दे विल कंप्लीट देयर डिग्री और डिप्लोमा दे विल नो कि ये इंडस्ट्री है जहाँ मेरा ये सर्टिफिकेट काम आएगा और मुझे आसानी से नौकरी मिल जाएगी.
तो एकेडमिक्स के साथ AI सर्टिफिकेशन भी जरूरी है टुडे टू अपग्रेड योर स्किल्स.
यस, AI मैं बोलती हूँ कि आप किसी भी स्टेज पे हैं तो वो डेफिनेटली ज़रूरी है. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था कि AI अवेयरनेस इज a basic skill just like Word और Excel. Even अभी इंडिया AI इम्पैक्ट समिट जो लास्ट वीक हुआ, उसमें आपने देखा होगा कि एक कोर्स है युवा AI, जो कि इंडिया AI मिशन ने, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड IT ने लॉन्च किया, जो कि 4.5 घंटे का प्रोग्राम है, जो एक बेसिक अवेयरनेस देता है लर्नर को. और लर्नर जो है वो मैं फिर बोलूँगी कि एज कैटेगरी वो 10 साल भी हो सकती है और 60 साल भी हो सकती है उसके लिए. एंड द मोस्ट ब्यूटिफुल थिंग अबाउट दिस कोर्स इज कि इसमें इंडियन एग्जाम्पल्स इन इंडियन लैंग्वेज, इट इज अवेलेबल नॉट ओनली इन हिंदी इंग्लिश बट 12 लैंग्वेजेस. एंड आई थिंक विद इन अ वेरी शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ टाइम ऑलमोस्ट 1.5 lakh learners registered for this program before the AI summit what we had.
तो जो आप बता रहे हैं, क्या वो इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स और प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए भी वैलिड है, बिकॉज दे स्पेंड years and years excelling at their academics?
Absolutely yes, but I'll say it's not only for engineering students, but whatever you are studying in whichever discipline, let it be accounts, commerce, humanities, it is important for all. But definitely people who want to join the tech industry, it is important for them, and there are a lot of courses around. If they want to specialize in cyber, if they want to specialize in cloud, because we see there's a lot of data which is coming and where it is going, so you require a lot of specialists. Then there are a lot of jobs for the data scientist also. I'll say that yes, there are a lot of courses and it does not matter which discipline you are from, but yes, you have to upskill on these emerging technologies for sure.
Future Skills Prime is upskilling people from all fields, irrespective of their age and the cities they come from.
I'm Samyukta and I am an BTech graduate majoring in artificial intelligence and data science. Throughout my academic journey, I always wanted to upskill myself. One more thing I wanted to do is to prepare for my placements as well, because from my second year, my placements started. I got to know about Future Skills Primes through my college initially. So they introduced me like this course is backed by the government and this is also backed by one of the tech leader, NASSCOM. And that credibility really built a confidence to take up this certification course for my placements and for my academic and for my research works. So from there, my journey with Future Skill Prime started, and I was enrolled in Data Science for Beginners course. So before like getting into this certification course, I was able to answer the questions, or I was able to approach to my projects theoretically. On paper, everything felt super fine, but when I started in my second year with taking up my academic project, it was theory. It was like practical based. So when I took a real-time data from the internet, and when I started to train a particular data set, that was really difficult for me because theoretical knowledge is not enough. So I chose beginners course in the data science. So that has given me a great exposure of the fundamentals as well as the concepts that I could use for the advanced programming. So when it comes to these courses, it is self-paced learning. It's like if I want to repeat the video again, I can rewatch the video. So that made my learning more easier. I feel more confident today because I always believe that in the current facing technological world, the digital skill is a mandatory thing. It's not an option. It's more than essential thing of being digitally skilled. So the one who's very hesitant in learning the digital skill, I would recommend to kick off from now, start small and then build it with the advanced concept, because skill is everything here.
My name is Shalakha Gupta. I am from Kolkata. I am chartered accountant. I have 10 years of work experience in finance sector. I am working in a Maharatna PSU in internal audit department since December 2021. Currently, I am posted at Delhi. मेरी organization अपने employee की upskilling future skill prime के द्वारा कर रही है. तो मुझे भी लगा मुझे भी नए जमाने के टेक्नोलॉजी को सीखनी चाहिए. And then मैंने future skill prime को login करके and उसमें 30 minutes new technology के बारे बारे में पाथवे किया। जब मैं सोच रही थी कि कोर्स कहाँ से करूँ, बिकॉज इतने डीप फेक और साइबर सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट है, तो मुझे ऑथेंटिकेटेड साइट चाहिए था। एंड जब मैंने फ्यूचर स्किल प्राइम के बारे में अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से सुना, बिकॉज ये NASSCOM और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक एंड इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का साइट है, तो ये काफ़ी ऑथेंटिकेटेड है, तो हम निर्भय होके इस प्लेटफॉर्म में जाके कोई भी कोर्स कर सकते हैं। आई एम वर्किंग इन ऑडिट डिपार्टमेंट, तो मैं AI टूल्स जस्ट लाइक परप्लेक्सिटी को यूज करके अपने डाटा एनालिसिस एंड इवैल्यूएशन को काफी इम्प्रूव कर रही हूँ। ऑडिट रिपोर्टिंग के लिए मैं ChatGPT जैसे AI टूल्स को यूज करके अपनी ड्राफ्टिंग काफी इम्प्रूव हो रही है। दिसंबर 2021 में जब मैंने ऑडिट डिपार्टमेंट ज्वाइन किया था, तो यहाँ के काम किस तरह के करना है, रिपोर्ट सबमिट कैसे फॉर्मेट में सबमिट करना है, मुझे ड्राफ्टिंग वगैरह मेरी इतनी इम्प्रूव नहीं थी, तो मैं जब भी करती थी वो बहुत टाइम कंज्यूमिंग हो जाता था। एंड मैंने AI टूल्स के बारे में सीखा, तो मैंने वो ड्राफ्टिंग में काफ़ी जल्दी और काफ़ी बेहतर क्वालिटी की कर लेती हूँ। एंड मेरे सीनियर्स भी कहते हैं कि आपकी ड्राफ्टिंग काफ़ी इम्प्रूव हो गई है एंड आपकी रिपोर्ट बहुत क्वालिटी रिपोर्ट है। अगर मुझे कोई अभी बोल देता है कि शिलाखा आपको 30 मिनट्स में कोई रिपोर्ट सबमिट करना है, तो मैं बिल्कुल नहीं घबराती हूँ, मुझे पता है मैं कर लूँगी AI टूल्स की वजह से इसे 30 मिनट्स में। वर्किंग लाइफ में आई थिंक एक्सपीरियंस इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट लर्निंग भी रुकनी नहीं चाहिए एंड कंटिन्यूअस हमें लर्निंग करते रहना चाहिए। तो जब मैं 9 साल के वर्क एक्सपीरियंस के बाद न्यू टूल सीख सकती हूँ और ग्रो कर सकती हूँ, तो बाकी लोग भी कर ही सकते हैं।
आज AI के कोर्सेज कई सारे अवेलेबल है ऑनलाइन। आई रियली वांट टू नो डॉक्टर गौर, सर्टिफिकेट्स की क्या वैल्यू है?
lot of people say कि certificates आज की डेट में required नहीं है. I don't agree with this statement completely. I'll tell you why. The way Indian education system has evolved in last few years, it is remarkable. After the new education policy came, there a lot of changes happened. Earlier, if you see school, college, open school boards, UGC, IITs, everybody was running into different directions. But now, if you know, in last few years, everything has been consolidated. So now India has a स्किल क्वालिफिकेशन फ्रेमवर्क, जिसमें बोला जाता है कि आप थोड़ा पढ़ लिख सकते हैं या 5th पास हैं, so that becomes your level 1 and reaching to a research scholar becomes level 8. तो इंडिया के अंदर भी complete education is from level 1 to level 8 and it has helped in consolidating all the academic journeys what a student takes. And I must tell you that India, under this one student one ID initiative by Ministry of Education, they came up with the APAR ID. So just like Aadhaar is your KYC, a 12-digit unique ID what you have for yourself, same way for a student, APAR is automated permanent academic account registry. So it is again a 12-digit unique ID which captures your complete journey. So let's say from school, when we used to go to college, you require a gazetted officer to stamp on your certificates. You have to carry it everywhere that these are my credentials certified by a gazetted officer. That is not required nowadays. So you can give your 12-digit ID and the people will be able to see, okay, what all courses we have done. And same way in DigiLocker, all your certificate goes there. Even for our Future Skills Prime platform learners, so whatever certificates they get, it goes to their DigiLocker. Some of the university colleges give the credit also for those programs.
तो मतलब इस 12 डिजिट नंबर से आप किसी की भी क्वालिफिकेशन और लर्निंग्स जान सकते हैं.
Exactly. So the system is evolving. As of now, just like Aadhaar can be linked to different things. Almost 33 crore registered users are there for APAR ID now. And that is how this transformation is happening.
And it truly proves that education is an investment.
An investment with good returns.
With very good returns.
Very good returns in that case.
Absolutely. तो कहाँ से आ रहे हैं ज़्यादातर learners? I would assume ये ज़्यादातर metro cities, मुंबई, दिल्ली, बैंगलोर से आ रहे होंगे.
नहीं. For Future Skills Prime, it is democratizing the skills for the learners.
Okay.
Almost 80% of our learners are not coming from the metro cities. They are coming from tier 2 and beyond.
Really?
Yes. And you know, a country like India, where we have such large population, and in schools, normally 40 to 60 students in one class, sometimes it becomes difficult for a teacher to answer so many queries. Or getting trained faculties or educators in the far-flung areas in the country. Their Future Skills Prime comes in the picture and say, it does not matter you are learning in Mumbai or Ranchi or Coimbatore or Shillong. The learning should be same for everyone. It does not matter that which regional place you are coming from, and being online, it does not matter that you are working or you are studying. So it is your own comfort, with your own pace. You can invest your time in learning and definitely you'll get good returns after that.
तो क्या इन कोर्सेज की फिक्स टाइमिंग्स है जो अपने काम के साथ इन कोर्सेज को बैलेंस कर सके?
देखिए, ज़्यादातर कोर्सेज जो हैं वो सेल्फ बेस्ड प्रोग्राम्स हैं, बट येस कुछ कोहर्ट लर्निंग प्रोग्राम्स भी होते हैं जिसमें यूजर्स अपने आप को जो है ग्रुप के अंदर में रजिस्टर करते हैं एंड देन द ग्रुप स्टार्ट्स ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर डेट. बट मोस्ट ऑफ आवर कोर्सेज वी हैव केप्ट इट सेल्फ बेस्ड. In that case, some of them are instructor-led trainings also, which are there. But we have seen that for the basic fundamental learnings, if the interest gets built from the learner's side, then they take out time for these cohort training. One more point, it's not only you log into a platform, you open a course and you start learning it. There are courses which talks about experiential project-based learning. You can make a project and you will get the credits out of it. So it can be an internship, it can be a company has given you a project, you're working on that project, and with that project you can go for and do an assessment in that case. So Future Skills Prime is not just a learning platform, but I think it gives you a lot of space to develop yourself in various things. Also under Future Skills Prime, definitely one is students, second is the working professionals. Even the intervention is there for the government officials also. CDEC, who works with us on Future Skills Prime from Ministry of Electronics and IT, they do a lot of boot camps for the people who are working for government in that case. Right. Because I think governance and technologies has to go hand in hand. Also, we see that sometimes people feel that, okay, I am 30, 35, 40. Should I go and learn something? So I think that mental block or barrier is there. There, the online learning or e-learning really helps. Reason is people are not aware that you have enrolled somewhere or you are learning. The fees is either it's free of cost or on a subsidized rate what you are doing. So in your work, professional life, you can upgrade yourself while you are doing a job also.
I can't help but ask, अगर AI इतना improve होता जाएगा, what do you think will still remain uniquely human?
Not only AI, but I'll say all the emerging tech. Like people say in manufacturing, if the robots will come and manufacture everything, what the humans will do. Same way, if AI will write all the codes and do everything, what happens to the human being? But I don't think we should get more worried about it. What is unique to a human being, because we are the one who are training the AI models also in that case. I think there are 3 C's to it. So one is curiosity. I don't know how curious AI is because they keep asking whenever you write a prompt to it, but I think humans are more curious. So more curious they'll be asking more questions, and the interpretation becomes important, that how you are interpreting it and implementing out of your curiosity those solutions what the AI is giving you. So I think that is uniquely human. Another is your confidence of taking the right judgment is uniquely human. And third is creativity, and you come from the field.
Yes.
So do you think that machine will be able to take the Kamya Jani style? I don't think so.
Okay, I don't think so too. AI cannot replace me at least. But it definitely helps you to get better at creativity. I mean, I do think that it does set a foundation, like you mentioned, for content creators, and one can just think better with
exactly.
that.
So you can augment your productivity by using these technologies for sure. But let me tell you very frankly, the people coming from a human psychology background have a lot of good opportunities in a lot of tech companies. So all the e-commerce companies you see and a lot of product companies, they hire a lot of people on the roles of user experience research associates, even the behavioral analyst. So once you go on an e-commerce site, which colors, how many scrolls, what attracts you so that you buy those products. And that is all how you have to design all those products, how it has to be laid down, which color schemes to be used. So they are using a lot of graduates who have studied psychology, and they are able to put that domain knowledge into this tech knowledge to increase the profit of those companies.
Wow, that's so interesting. तो कोई ऐसे प्रोफेशंस की बात करते हैं जिसमें आप बताइए कि किस तरह से AI को इस्तेमाल कर या ये कोर्सेज कर वो अपने आप को अपग्रेड कर सकते हैं just so that they don't get replaced.
Definitely. So let's talk about content creators or influencers like you in that case.
Will AI replace us?
Not at all. Only thing is you have to log into Future Skills Prime and upgrade yourself in that case. So let's say for a content creator, my experience is people who are creative and they write, so they require a different kind of setting. So I said that my mind start working when I'm having a good cup of coffee or I'm sitting at a very peaceful location. And sometimes it's happened with the creative people. They say that, okay, aaj mood nahi hai, to aaj I'm not able to think.
Creative block.
Creative block in that case. With so much of social media, there's a lot of energy which goes down, the kind of content what you are consuming. So there, if you feel that if you know AI and you know the right tools, which one to use, so that will give you a foundation. This is the topic where I want to write. So basic idea what you get. And as the human capability, adding a layer on it, you can improvise that.
What about lawyers?
Lawyers, I think, will be in a difficult situation if they'll not learn. Reason is simple that earlier people used to think, okay, there's few laws which you need to know. But now if you see, there is a law regarding the data privacy. There are cyber laws. So you have to upgrade yourself that how it is affecting.
I did something interesting and I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but मैंने अपनी medical report AI पर upload की and I said summarize it for me because I don't understand medical terms. And it actually simplified everything for me to tell me what is it that I need to now eat just so that I have the right vitamins in my body. Or so I don't know, is it okay to use AI even for your medical knowledge? What about doctors in that case?
Yes, definitely. Only thing is, my suggestion will be you can hide your name and some of the address details if you have or your contact number on that report.
Right.
And after hiding it, you can definitely upload and get the result out of it.
Why do you say we should hide it?
Reason is whatever you are putting it on that platform, it is like a large language model. So whatever is available on the internet, so somebody will be able to fetch that data. That's why it says that the personal information you should hide once you're putting anything on the net. So that is more of a cyber hygiene kind of a thing, what
Right.
we suggest.
And is there a course that will educate you more about the right usage of AI? How much to put, how much to share, how much not to share?
Yes, that's why I said that the cyber becomes safe browsing.
Right.
In that case becomes very, very important. Even a lot of financial transactions these days are all on internet. So which links you have to click, where you have to give your OTP. So we see a lot of digital frauds happening.
Yes.
So yes, and at a very young age nowadays, from class 4th and 5th, this kind of a knowledge has been started disseminating in the schools also.
It's a part of the curriculum.
It's part of the curriculum. I'll not say it's a complete chapter or a subject, but we suggest that at whatever age students have started using smartphones, the basic hygiene, cyber hygiene should be taught to them.
And from that same age group that you mentioned of grade 4 and 5, or even, in school and colleges, a lot of times girls and boys are sharing details about their personal life, be it their heart breaks, be it a fight with their boyfriend, girlfriend, or their friends, or with their parents. AI is being very responsive and giving immediate solutions to them. What is the downside of learning so much about AI, and how do you think we can protect ourselves given that it's so accessible? It's like having a friend at a click of a button who responds in seconds, while your actual friend may or may not care about your problems.
If you heard our Honorable Prime Minister at the AI Impact Summit, he gave a term Manav, that using technology is good, but using it responsibly for the human beings is very, very important. People who want to do some bad things, they are also learning it. So we have to see what are the guardrails for it. Specifically for a younger generation, I think use of responsible technology in their well-being or in personal life is very important. I'll say that for Future Skills Prime, it is more about higher education institutions. But yes, with Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship also we work. And there is an initiative called SOAR, which is Skilling for AI Readiness, which has 4 modules into it. So it starts from class 6th to 8th, then 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and one is AI for educators. So there are 4 layers to it. One is AI Aware, AI Aspire, and AI Acquire, and AI for educators. I mean, if you are going and getting the basics of AI, we talk about ethics and the responsible use of AI.
Basically, all aspects covered.
All aspects covered, yes.
On a lighter note, would love to play a game of rapid fire with you. I'm going to give you quick choices. Choose one. Okay, so first things first. Which is the foremost skill one should have?
Lifelong learning.
Biggest career risk today?
Getting too comfortable.
Degree or skill?
I'll say degree opens the doors and skills keep them open.
One lifelong habit?
Just like you have your goals for physical fitness, you should have your goals for skill fitness also. Just like you watch out your calorie intake, watch out your calorie skill intake also. So learn a skill every week.
This conversation, Dr. Gaur, has been very, very inspirational, and I am definitely signing up for AI course which is relevant to my field and definitely going to learn.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for this wonderful initiative. I am sure these courses are going to upskill India. यही courses हैं या initiative है जिससे भारत एक global stage पर पहुंचने से बिल्कुल दूर नहीं.
Bilkul Kamya, and I'm really thankful to Ministry of Electronics and IT because they are the one who are supporting NASSCOM for taking this initiative ahead. And as I said, for national capability building, the human capacity building is very, very important. Thanks to all the stakeholders, because as I said, that is an aggregator of aggregator platform. So thanks to all our content providers, all the industries, academia, the government, and all the states, because we work with almost all the states for this initiative. So thanks to everyone. It's not an individual effort of NASSCOM.
Right.
It's a team effort. That is how once everybody comes together, we'll be able to achieve the vision of a developed nation by 2047. And that's how we can become Atmanirbhar and Viksit Bharat.
I think
Thank you.
it'll be before 2047.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Fingers crossed. Yes.
Well, today's conversation made one thing very clear. It's not about people getting replaced by technology, but people evolving with technology, replacing hesitation with confidence, confusion with clarity. You will make the biggest career decision today if you decide that you will keep learning. So sign up for one of these courses and upskill yourself. And definitely subscribe to Curly Tales so you keep getting such interesting and educative content on your page.